Welcome to Heart Nurse. Get set to listen to my Nikobi episode 3. Subscribe, like, share, and comment if possible. My Nikobi episode 3. There was silence as we drove past her. The microseconds glanced and looked away. She did almost stop everyone's heart. Amidst the silence, there was a consensus to reverse back towards her. No one among us actually knew why we did so. The windows were tinted, but we winded them down when we saw her. She knew we were young boys inside the car since she had a glimpse at us. We reversed and stopped beside her, but she completely ignored our presence. Amazing. She was still looking the opposite way, where as though she was expecting someone from that direction. For the next minute, we were just looking at each other, silently deliberating what to do, how to do, and the best person to do. I made up my mind first and told them I was going for the shot. By appearance, she was virtuous. The location was Sokoto and I was a bad guy. I knew I had to work on my approach in order not to blow things up. She and any other physical Sokoto person, especially elderly ones that may be watching, could get everything twisted. If there was any slight mistake, I first apologized for how I hooked and the place I was meeting her. I was going to continue with my acting, victimized by circumstances, when she cut in and said it was fine. She then asked me what the matter was. I simply replied that it was not appropriate at a time like that. By the roadside and with my friends watching, she insisted I should just speak up as she will soon be leaving. I thought for a while and decided to gamble. After all, I had no idea what I was doing or what I really wanted to ask a question. She ordered me to ask the question and prayed she had an answer to my question. I asked if she lived around and she turned towards me. Is that your question? I said, yes, ma. And she got irritated and asked, ma, is that how she looked? I told her I was just being careful. She shook her head and said that was her area. I smiled at her and said, see you around. Maybe she already knew what I was up to, because her reply was, good luck. From our conversation, I was convinced I could proceed safely to the next level, which was convincing her that I stand by my word. 2 months passed, and there was no sight or news of the angel-eyed Nikobi. I went home for the holidays, and during that time, my friends saw someone that could be my Miss or Mrs. Nikobi. I couldn't wait for the break to be over and return to Sokoto. Kaduna was already becoming boring, very boring. My old friends, all I had new friends and new lifestyles, just like I had new friends too. We were not really into each other like before, but unlike them, whose new friends were mostly around, mine were scattered all over the country with few concentrated to Sokoto. The break was over in a bit, and I was back early at Sokoto. Wow. Home did not notice that I had returned sooner than I used to in the past, as I would normally wait a week or 2 weeks extra before resuming. Early birds are said to get it all, and that has further confirmed this to me. I arrived at Sokoto around 5 p.m. dot, and my homeboys were already at the park to pick me up. It was a great hookup, and I was quick to forget the stress I went through from the journey. They took me around the town to see our other guys who were equally excited to have me back. I spent a lot of money on refreshment every year and there, which got me wondering where and how they got all that money. I was not my It was not my business, so I flushed the thought. My morning arrived. We already said our prayers and had breakfast waiting for NEPA to bring light. Let's play a game. And I told them to show me where they saw my Nekobi. They said I shouldn't worry, that the house they saw her enter was a stone throw from theirs on the same street. I persuaded them to lead me there before NEPA brought light, and we left for the place. See me see trouble. I didn't even have any idea or plan. I just want to go and know the place, and whatever follows. We were talking in the direction they told me, and they were busy teasing me about how committed it was to finding someone I did not even know her face. They said they were not sure if she was the one, but it could be her. I feel a little bit happy haphazardly. We got so carried away that we did not notice someone behind us. Speak of the devil, and there she was, reaching for the gate, which we were standing before, and I hurried to stop her. She acted amazed, like we have never met before. Ya salam. But I confidently told her we met some months back. She said it was not her, and I insisted it was her. We dragged. She asked why I was so sure, and I pointed at her eyes, then told her the voice from her was distinguished too. She said, "Okay, agreed, it is me." I was happy, little bit. I smiled. "Does that mean I'm lucky?" I asked. She couldn't help but smile back and said, "Maybe." I told her I wanted to ask her one question. She said, "Again?" I told her yes, if she will not mind. She signaled to go ahead, and I asked if she was married. She gave me a disappointed look and went inside without saying anything further. I was asking myself, was I wrong? Did I blow it all off? How can I get to apologize? All these and other questions clouded my mind that I forgot the provisions I was supposed to grab before we went to school. It was second term SS3, extension and final exams. I snapped back to my senses. The next morning, I returned to school activities fully. 3 weeks passed, and I was barely surviving since I had no tangible provisions to augment the pathetic meals we were served by the school kitchen. It was worry. Worry here, instead of being careful, cautioned, vigilant of due to potential risk. So he said, I was worried of how I spent my money in order not to get dry. Abdul told me he was going to the town for the weekend, and I asked if I was going to. I didn't hesitate to opt in, as it was a great opportunity for me to go and buy provisions and return to school same day. We got to their house and he was sent on an errand. I was by their gates chatting with their security man, who was from Niger Republic and spoke a little French. It was a beginner's chat and was fun, lively. He was very happy. He met someone who spoke French. I told him I was going back that same day, and he got sad. He said he would have helped me improve my French. He paused for a while and said, "Oh, I almost forgot that he had a message for me." Good God, the security man who I am just speaking to for the first time having a message for me? I asked myself. And from who? I sat there waiting for him to come out of his post. He hushed me immediately and handed something to me. He didn't release it quickly, and while holding on, told me the sender asked that he deliver it personally, and also that my friends should not know about it by all means. He said I had to promise, because the sender said if he had to go through someone, then the message should remain undelivered for eternity. Out of curiosity, and I pulled out my hand and opened the wrap. It was a short note. Call me ASAP. 090 1445. I just knew it was her, my Negobi. As I looked up to confirm from him, he was just smiling and nodding his head in affirmation. He then said, the day we went to her house, she was right behind us and greeted him, which he was closing the gate after our exits. That is how she knew the house I stayed, but found out from him that I was a friend to the boys in the house and not a permanent resident. I went to the nearby shop and got the stuff I needed. Immediately Abdul returned, I asked him to take me to school. He thought I was upset since he was gone for quite some time and his brother wasn't home as well. I was not upset. I was in fact just hoping to hurriedly isolate myself from mankind and dial the number. My phone was hiding at school. I told him I just wanted to get back to school before dark, but he was not really convinced. He kept apologizing, and I told him if he did not believe me, he should just give me 30 minutes alone to handle something when we get to the hostel in school, and I will even return to the town with him. He raised a brow and prolonged handle and something, forming a question, and I told him, yeah, I needed to take care of something. He was glad I was going back and said I could leave when it is dark. We had a car and nothing to do, so I should handle this something very well, as if he was peeping into my mind. Phones are contraband items, I had mine. So I hide mine, where I myself had to search sincerely before I find it. As soon as I dropped my provisions, I dug nowhere yet and found it as though it was expecting me. I grabbed it and went straight behind the hostel. I was dialing the phone, saying, "My story girl, pick up. My story girl, pick up. My story girl, my story girl, my Nikabi, pick up." And beep, she picked up, saying, "Assalam, Assalam, my story boy." I was shocked. My story boy? I asked myself. For about 15 seconds, I couldn't respond. I immediately asked how she knew it was me, and she also asked how I knew it was her. To break the questions from continuing, I told her I was calling her mystery girl and hoping she picked up. When she suddenly picked up I and called me mystery boy. If someone was sitting beside me, they could they could have heard the laughter she burst into. What a heavy laugh. Such things happened to lucky guys, Sha, she said. I quickly mocked her, saying, "And that makes you special?" She outsmarted by asking, "Am I?" So it was up to me to decide. Damn, I knew she was special. I murmured, "Sure, you are special." She said, "I still have not answered her first question, how I knew it was her, but a better question, what took me so long?" Oh, I don't know what ASAP meant. I told her my call was as soonest as possible, and she sighed deeply. I felt a bit uneasy and asked if all was well. She said no, emphasizing the no greatly. I asked why, and she said since she walked out on me, she had not been herself. Wow, I'm blushed. And she was always occupied with thought of how to reach me and apologize. Wow, amazing God. It got worse when she found out I didn't stay in the house. She thought I lived, so she could find me whenever she made up her mind to see me, and decided to take a leap of faith by sending a note. There I was thinking of how to apologize, not knowing she was in a worse condition. I told her I am the one who should be sorry for what happened, and I am the one I'm the one sorry for putting you through this. She said she was sorry too. Silence broke in a while. Then she asked why I was silent. My unanswered questions were piling up. I took a deep breath like it was my first and replied, "I have no business with anyone in their neighborhood." So it it was easy for me to know the note was most probably from her. She laughed and said, "Well, No one really calls her line except close relatives and few friends. So, seeing a strange number calling, she knew only hoped it was me. She then said she was glad I accepted her apology and ended the call just like that. I was saying, my story girl, hello, hello. She already got the call. So, to be continued in episode 4. Don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and comment if possible. At Heartness.